Okay guys, I've been fortunate enough to play with a lot of professional guitar players, and this is how they think about scales, how they connect them to chords, how they solo, whatever you want to call it. So look at this first chart. We're going to do 3 charts, really simple. An A major bar chord, boom, root notes are in red. They also always know where the tonal center is, where's home. Look at the next chart, boom, it's an A major triad, A, C sharp, E on the DGB string set. It's inside of the bar chord you just looked at. Let's go to the last chart. A major pentatonic, right there, same root off the low E on the 5th fret. A, B, C sharp, D, okay, E, excuse me, F sharp, and then back to A. Root note, home, A. Know where your home is, okay? Now, let's combine all 3, boom. Here's how you need to start thinking, okay? The DNA is the triad, A, C sharp, E, top left, boom. If you want the charts, drop the word charts in the comments. If you're new, we'd love to keep you. Hit that like button, hit that hype button. We need all the help we can get in here. Now, here's what you need to do. You're gonna do bar chord to the triad, okay? You see, you got all 3 things right here, look. And then the scale, be as musical as you can, but rhythm is king. Have fun with it. This is your big ball of clay you're molding. This is what improvising is. When you want to start soloing over chord changes, the first thing I would go to is go to the DNA of the chord. It's the triad. So okay. Now look, it's going to be a little choppy, but keep that rhythmic flow going. And all we're doing is we're using the spine of the bar chord to create like a little melody, okay? We don't have to think like traditional, just wank away on the guitar solo in a pentatonic or a scale. This is more of a targeted thing. You're targeting home. Now, if you see the pentatonic right there, okay? Here's home A, got 2 A's in this pentatonic scale, okay? Listen to how cool you can make it by just using the A on the low E and the octave on the D string. Okay, watch. So let's do bar chord. We'll just use the A's as like kind of a little pathway into creating a melodic solo, whatever you want to call it. Think like a songwriter. Try it. Let's go to the F sharp in the pentatonic. Watch this. To the C sharp. We're doing little bends. Musical. Okay. Now I just use octaves. I didn't cheat. I put constraints on myself on purpose. I just used the bar chord, the triad, the DNA inside, A, C sharp, E. You see on the top left of the chart, there is your music theory for the day. 1, 3, 5, triad on the DGB string set. You gotta know those. And then just the pentatonic. Now we didn't even use the A major scale, which we could. We don't even have those half steps in there for all that tension. But if you hit some of those notes, cool. Maybe that's the next part you do, but put the constraints on yourself. So when you're actually thinking of the scale, you're not thinking of it. You're thinking of how everything's weaving around the tonal home, the chord, okay? You saw what I did just? This is how you create killer riff-based music. For example, let's just have some fun with this, okay? Because this is gonna be a quick video. Right out of this pentatonic scale, okay? This is where you can use rhythm and a simple concept to create a killer riff. So let me just improvise, okay? So. Little choppy, but again, just kind of weaving around the chord, all right? Because the chord comes from the scale. From the major scale is the blueprint for everything, okay? So look, also, why don't you make the connection? You have A, C sharp, E right here, okay, in the pentatonic, but it's also in the bar chord, and then you have the triad. So you could think like a bass player, okay? Maybe you arpeggiate the triad and then you go, I'm just giving you frameworks. Listen, I'm me, you're you, everyone else is everyone else, and this is what makes music cool. We can take the same framework. I could get 20 of us in this room with just the bar chord, the triad, and then the pentatonic. We'd all do something different, okay? So what you're trying to do, less is more. I did hit a cheat note. I accidentally hit that D in there, which is the fourth of the A major scale. So if that happens, not a big deal, okay? So again, if you want the charts, drop the word charts in the comments. I'll send you a link. Now, what else can we do? Arpeggiate the triad. Now, what if you actually emphasize that major third, C sharp? Always think like a songwriter, okay? And don't get too crazy about how concise everything is right now. This is kind of like your playground. This is where you're starting to develop your music catalog, your pathways, your chops, your soloing vibe, whatever you want to call it, your flavor, your sonic signature, okay? So these are like the nuts and bolts lessons that just work, okay? So go to another chord. Now, maybe the next lesson we could do the A minor. Same thing. If you did, just to wrap this up, if you did an A minor pentatonic bar chord, A minor bar chord, then you have the A minor pentatonic scale, okay? You also have the A minor triad inside of the bar chord. See how cool that is? It's just so much simple repetition, and then it's your level of musicality that determines where it goes. So that is how pros think, but don't think about scales and stuff. They just relate things back to the chords. This is how my brain thinks. I just think, okay, here's my progression, here's my parent key, here's what is right around that chord I'm using, and it usually starts with the triad, okay? So I'll link a playlist at the end of this that has all the triad shapes. You gotta learn those. Those are probably, in my opinion, let me know the most important thing you can learn in music. Okay, said enough. Drop jellyfish or your favorite sea creature in the comments. We'll keep this thing rolling one day at a time. Gonna do the podcast tonight. It'll come out tomorrow morning. I was painting the room, so a little late. Was supposed to come out today, but we'll do it on do you really need to know music theory? So let's think about that. All right, see you guys in the next video. Keep playing. Only you can stop you. Don't stop. Peace.